Good evening, gladiators. We who are about to play salute you. Well, it's a Sunday night. I got my cup of tea, finally able to sit down at the computer and play some classic role-playing games. Tonight I'm actually playing Ultima I. Now this is the second in my series on the Ultima games, and Akalabeth was the one I just played, but this is the first official Ultima game. And to tell the truth, I've never played it. I've heard a lot of things about the Ultima series, and like I mentioned in my last video, I only really played Ultima 4, 5, 6, and through to about 7 or 8. So I've played about half of them, but they were the half that I believe were the most popular, and certainly the ones that when I think back on Ultima, those are my memories. So I thought it'd be interesting to go back and see what the first ones are all about. Now, in the last video about Akalabeth, or unofficially Ultima Zero, I gotta say I was a little underwhelmed by the game, and I think that is just because I don't have the nostalgia for it. But there is a lot to be said for when it was made, 1979, and the conventions that it did bring into the role-playing game world. I've played maybe 5 minutes of Ultima 1 earlier today just to get it working, and so far a little underwhelming too, but I just think that maybe it was a little before my time, and maybe I just don't quite get it. But I can certainly appreciate and see where some of the role-playing conventions and tropes that we know so well in current role-playing games have come from. So without further ado, shall we just get into it? Ultima I, from darkest dungeons to deepest space. Now, Ultima I was made in 1980, and it was Richard Garriott's first commercial release after he made Akalabeth the year before and came into a ton of money. I wouldn't a ton of money, enough to certainly finance the development of more of these games and sign a deal with California Pacific. They certainly they decided to get straight into making a big, more commercial game and do it professionally. And they sat down and started working on a fully fledged role-playing game, and that game is Ultima. But originally it was called Ultimatum, but then they realized that a publisher, a board game already had that name, and so the publisher decided, what about Ultima? And Richard Garriott thought, hey, that's great, I love it. And so he sat down to make this, what some people consider the first open world role-playing game. I'm not sure if it is or not, but I'd certainly believe it, given that it was made in 1980. And in this game, the player controls a character called the Stranger, and you're tasked with stopping the evil wizard Mondaine from finding the gem of immortality and conquering the world. So it's very much a kill foozle, kill the evil wizard and find the MacGuffin quest. But the reason those tropes are so familiar is because they came from games like this. So shall we create a new character or continue a previous game? I did start a game earlier tonight, but it was only a few minutes in, so I think we should create a new character. And I must tell you, I really don't know how to play this game so well, so we'll figure it out as we go along in classic Oli fashion. Okay. Points left to right distribute. So we're using the keyboard, of course. You've got 6 strengths, and each one determines various facets of your character. Let's go with a strength build. I think agility probably has to do with hitting your enemies, stamina, how long you can rest, and maybe how much health you get back. I'm just sort of assuming this based in my own Swords and Sandals games. Those sort of stats are very universal, as far as I think they're all kind of based on Dungeons and Dragons. Charisma, bartering with shopkeepers and talking with NPCs. Wisdom and intelligence, let's not bother with that. Let's just beef up the strength and agility and stamina. I want it to have quite a fighter kind of build, which is generally what I go for in these games, because I'm not that cerebral. Maybe in the mage type classes, they require a little more planning. I am cerebral, don't let me. I'm not an idiot, but you know what I mean. I like the get stuck in kind of characters. Alright, so spacebar when finished. Select thy race, human, elf, dwarf, or bobbit, which I'm assuming is a hobbit in all but name for copyright purposes. Let's go with a human. I don't think we need to be a bobbit. Bobbit, and will be a male. Fighter, into thy name we shall be Lord. Let's be Belgrave. Okay, from my Swords and Sandals games, of course. Happy with that? Yes. Continue. Game, right. 2. Cool. So here we are on the Overworld map. Now, the version I'm playing was actually re-released, and I think this might be the 1986 version, which was done in assembly. And so you see these cool water tiles over there that are animated and so on. I'm not sure they're in the original, which was made in Apple Basic in 1980 by Richard Garriott, but the game was reprogrammed in 1986, and I think again in 1997 for the Ultimate Collection, and apparently runs a lot faster. I've never played the very original version, but I'm pretty happy with this one. It's using EGA graphics, which means you got 16 colors to choose from, and hey, the tiles are pretty cool for their era, of course. So you can move around with your arrow keys. I believe every time you move, you consume some food. So like a Calabeth, you have the food clock. And there's a castle over here, which we should visit. I believe it's E to enter a town. One of the weird things about this game is each key is assigned to a shortcut, but they're not always what you think. So you think T is talk, it's actually transact. K for climb. O is open, but it's open a coffin rather than just open a general container. So that's kind of funny. Where are we? Here we are. Here's our stranger. We are in the castle of Lord British. Indeed, Avatar. That's what it always sounds like in the early games when they did the voice patches for it. It's like, I must send the Avatar through the Black Gate. And I always wondered if that was Richard Garriott doing the voice. Probably not, but funny story about Lord British. He was given that nickname when he went to a like a Renaissance fair, like a I think that's how it came about. But he walked around and saying hello to everyone, and everyone thought he sounded British, so they called him Lord British. Which is kind of funny that the word hello sounds British to Americans. Go figure. All right, so we're walking around. We can blocked by. So if you try to talk to the guard, you hear, he is not here. Guino the jester sings, I've got the key. I don't know if that was actually from talking to the guard. Transact with king, he is not here. But you can't really inform and search. Okay, so you can't really interact with the guards, but I'm assuming that if you try to attack them, they'll attack you back. There's a prison down there with someone. Who's that over there? Blocked. Look. I do have a little key list over here, which I'm just quickly looking to see if there is some kind of talk button other than transact. No, I can't seem to see it. Leave me a comment if you do know about these things, but in Ultima I, it seems like those NPCs are they're just guards and so on. They're not really interactable. So this clown over here is a jester, and I know from Ultima 6, Chuckles the jester was really annoying, and it was always fun to kind of drag a cannon up to him and blast him with a cannon, which is funny, or attack him with a glass sword. Okay, so I must get out of the way. Get out, idiot jester. I'm assuming we can talk to the king, Lord British. Dost thou offer pence or service? Pence means, I guess, we're giving him money, pence, or service. I think we'll offer service. I think you can offer money and you get healed, but we'd like a service. So he's given us a quest. Go forth and find the grave of the lost soul. Do not return until thy quest is done. And I'm sure Lord British doesn't speak like that, but that's in my head. That's how it sounds. Get out of the way. Or if I had my glass sword, you'd be taken out. So someone says they've got the key. The key to what? Can I steal a key, maybe? So when you're in the town, you don't consume food, which is nice. Now there's someone in the prison, but can we open the door? No. Can we? I'm just seeing if I can open the door, but it doesn't look like... Unlock the door. Thou hast not a key. Alright, let's get out of there. Okay, now when I said in the beginning of this video that I was kind of like underwhelmed by the game, not by this. I think this is great. I love games like this, and even now I would play a tile-based role-playing game like this any day of the week. It's the dungeons in 3D that I can't stand, and I didn't like it in Calabeth, and I don't like it in this one, which I'll show you soon. So should we enter this place? City of Britain. Okay, this is cool. We can buy some armor and weapons and stuff. So we have 100 coins. Let's talk to this guy. Buy mace, rope, and spikes. Let's get a mace. I don't know what we do with the rope and spikes. I'm sure that'll come back to bite us later. And armor. Yep, get some armor. I didn't do this in the... oh, YOLO the Bard. Okay, so YOLO. YOLO! Is actually the character best known as one of the companions of Lord British, and he's pretty much featured in almost every Ultimate game. And he's a real life person. I've forgotten the name of the guy, but he's a real musician, and he composed the music to Stones, which is the cool Ultimate theme. Speaking of music, I meant to turn this on, but I'm actually going to play some Ultimate music in the background, because I think it's kind of adds some atmosphere, because the game was a little too quiet otherwise. Of course, back then it didn't come with music, but I'm loading up the Ultima Online soundtrack to add some atmosphere to the game, which I'm going to also do in the future Ultima videos, until, of course, I think Ultima 4 might have sound. This is kind of cool though, add some ambience. Alright, back to our adventure. Where were we? Some trusty tea. I'm not drinking this instant coffee tonight, just because I had one earlier today, and I feel like a tea is a nice one on a Sunday night. We Aussies love tea just about as much as the English, that's for sure. So it's kind of weird to me that you can't really talk to these people, but they're just there for decoration, I guess. Transport. Ah, so you got a horse and cart, a raft, a frigate. So that's one weird thing about the early versions of Ultima. They're set in the land of Sosaria, which actually has iron ships and so on, but it also has spaceships, which is kind of crazy to me. I think Richard Garrett, his father, was an astronaut and everything, so obviously he was quite interested in... do I want this? Oh, I was forced to buy a horse, which I didn't really want to buy, but we got one anyway. But yeah, his father was an astronaut, and so he was interested in space travel and everything, and so maybe that's why he threw a spaceship into the game. Who knows? Magic. Transact nothing. Transact nothing! What? Transact buy. There we go. Okay, so you've got to press buy and sell. Okay. Do we want... Let's get a spell open, sold. I wonder if you have to get if they disappear once you've cast them once, or once you've learnt that, do you just know it? Pub. Do we want to get a drink or something? An ale. Here, have a cold one. Thou had best know that over 1,000 years ago, Mundane the Wizard created an evil gem. With this gem, he is immortal and cannot be defeated. So we're basically finding out a little bit of the story through the exposition, which is kind of cool, through, you know, the role-playing aspects of talking to tavern keepers. So he's telling us about the quest. You find a time machine, or if you do find a time machine, you can go back in time and before Mundane created the gem and destroy him. Okay, cool. That sounds plausible and certainly something a hero would want to do, the stranger. So this isn't the Avatar trilogy. Now the Avatar is of course the most famous character in Ultima lore, but he doesn't appear to Ultima 4, and so this is the stranger. Packs of food cost 5 pence each. Yeah, I think we do want food because you definitely need it. So let's get 4 packs of food. Okay. Right, we've spent a bit of our money, and now let's get out of here and go adventuring. Now, I don't know... Oh, there's our horse. Can we ride the horse? There might be a button for that. Board. Okay, so B. Does that work? Let's see. Oh yeah, so now we're on a horse, which is pretty cool, and I don't know who that guy is. Is he worth chatting to? Oh, evil necromancer. Can we attack him? I'm on my horse. So we're actually having a fight here. So you press attack, and then you use your weapon, and you kind of press a direction to attack. But I don't... Oh, cool, we killed him. But I didn't actually have my mace that I bought equipped. So I wonder if we need to equip this. So we have... Yeah, we got a mace, but I don't know how to equip it. I like to go into these videos quite unprepared, and I think that's kind of fun. I did play the game, as I said, for a few minutes before, but, you know, I think it's good to really, when giving a first impression to, you know, yeah, why not? Like, you should be surprised by things. So, anyway, I don't know how to equip that, but who cares? Let's just keep going. This map will journey up. Now, there's a dungeon in the mountains. And one there. Shall I... I've been avoiding them. Let's see what's up here. Oh, let's go into this one. I suppose I have to eventually enter one. Enter the unholy hole. Haha. Sounds ominous. Now, this Ultimate used bits of Akalabeth's old code for their dungeons and added some new sort of graphics and so on. Again, for the time, advanced, but I can't get my head around 3D maps, and this might be something to do with me, but I just don't... I get confused, and I don't like it. Oh, there's a thief. Can we steal from the thief? Oh, he stole our mace. Bastardo! Attack. Oh, and there's a skeleton as well. Cool. At least we're quite strong. Our fighter's not weak at all. So we're moving through the map. And, you know, it's technically excellent that you can, you know, how do you go down? What is the down button? K, climb. Alright, K for climb, of course. So if I press O, open coffin, none here. What? Why would there be a coffin? So, I don't know what we're trying to find down here. Stuff just sneaks up on you, so I know there's a bat attacking me, but it might also be a skeleton. Where's the skeleton? There he is. So combat's quite simple. You're really just pressing attack to do it, and there's not a lot of strategy to it really, but taking a bit of damage. So there's our map, there's our ladder. I'm confused already. Path blocked. And you know, like I really like the overworld part because it feels to me like you know, it has a point to it. But what's that? Path blocked. Oh, go away, thief. So we're taking some real punishment here. Where? And this is where I got to last time, and I felt that the game got bogged down, and this is where it doesn't hold up, because I mean these maps all look the same to me. And I know the hardcore player would memorize these maps and draw them down on graph paper and so on, and I certainly think I did that in the past when I was young, but with fresh eyes, this is just not that much fun to do. Let's get out of the dungeon. Climb out. Right up on a horse. So we had to go and find the grave of the Lord or something like that, I believe. What is that? Does that our quest tell us? So, an early RPG with all these stats and everything is quite cool, but there's no real quest log, so you really just have to, you know what you're supposed to be doing from what you've read. And that's something that future games would improve upon with journals and that kind of thing. So mountains are impassable. I wonder if there's a way... Oh, what's that? Whoa! Ah, cool. It's a Loch Ness monster. See if we can kill it. And now we've been attacked on both sides by a dark knight. Cool. Oh, he's following us. This could be good stuff. We killed him. Cool. You are in the lands of Lawbridge. So you press I and it tells you where you are, which is cool. Nice bit of information there. Now, have we gone up here? We have. We can go through the forest. Can't walk on water. I'm not Jesus. Not yet anyway. Maybe later on you get the ability to walk on water. So what's this town? Should we go there? Enter. The City of Grey. The inn. Let's chat to the guy in the inn. See if there's anything he can offer us. Transact. Buy. Here, have a cold one. What? Have a cold one. Ah, there is something here. So there you go. So you have to wait for it. Oh, what? This disappears. So that might just be a weird sort of glitch. But there is some text he had to say to us, which unfortunately we may never find out. Let's we've got some coin, which is good. We'll buy some weapons, even though I don't know how to equip them. Axe. Sold. Now, I believe there are 4 continents in this game, and each one has a couple of lords and a couple of dungeons. So I think there's 10 dungeons, because there might be a couple of extra ones, but could be wrong. I did a little bit of reading on this just before I started playing. Oh, YOLO's in here as well. Cool. But we can't really talk to him, so he's just walking around. Transact. Buy. Ah, yeah. Plate mail. Now we're cooking. And check out the magic. Talk to this guy. Ladder up. Unlock. See. But I don't know how to cast the spell. So if you cast... I wonder if we can use the cast spell in Lord British's castle in the prison. So I feel like you can, every time you buy one of those, it's only a single use item, which is pretty clunky because you press transact, buy what item, etc. Oh yeah, so I've got 2 unlocks and 1 ladder up spell, so okay, that makes sense. In these old games there weren't a lot of the convenience of being able to buy, you know, multiple things, but he allowed you to buy multiple food, so it's strange that you wouldn't be able to buy multiple spells if you can only use them as a one-off, like a scroll or something. Oh, being attacked by a wandering warlock. Attack. Oh, this could be the end of us. I've got 8 health left. If it is to be our end, let us be it a glorious one. The knight attacks. Dramatic music. Kill the knight. Killed by a necromancer in the end. Lord Belgrave, thou art dead. So you resurrect back, I believe, in probably the castle of Lord British. In future versions of Ultima, it'll be a voice in tones, Calor, and then. But we're back in the town. Yeah, cool. I think I've seen about enough of Ultima 1. Yeah, on my very first playthrough earlier tonight, very underwhelmed. Having played it again, I can definitely see the fun in it. Still don't love the dungeons, but I'm sure you can master them quite quickly, and once you see, you know, how to play them a little bit better, I'm sure there's a lot of fun to be had. It's a game that certainly you can see the influence in future role-playing games. That's it for tonight. Next up, I'll probably play Ultima 2, and hopefully there is enough difference for me to be able to kind of make a decent video of it, because I do know that Ultima 1, 2, and 3 are quite similar in their sort of the game engines and so on. But there might be more to it, which would be cool. If you're enjoying these videos, please click like and, you know, subscribe to the channel and tell your friends. I really do appreciate all your comments and all the support, and I'm really having fun making them. And I feel like I'm building up a bit of a community here and on the Discord channel and things, which is nice because I'm, you know, really best known for Swords and Sandals, but I do have a bit of a passion for video games in general, and certainly classic games from the past, and I love sharing them with you. All right, until next time, good adventuring, and bye for now.